Good morning, Sakot family. It's me! So this is a little bit of a different format for a Saturday Snidbit, and that's because, well, we're all at home now, and home is where the heart is. Sometimes. In some places. I'm just kidding. I've been thinking a lot about how to keep our group better connected, to keep us growing and to keep us invested in the Word of God. And so I came up with the theme for today is Up Your Game. And really it just means that we have a whole new way of going about life. And so we're evolving and we're adjusting, but most importantly, we need to grow. I've been racking my brain on how to keep us integrated as far as continuing on our path to look into the topics that we came up with at the beginning of the year, and I have a couple ideas. Of course, these ideas aren't set in stone, but I really would like to give them a try, and I would also really encourage you to please tell me what you would like to do, because I am not the only one with ideas. So, concerning ritualism, I was thinking that maybe it would be cool if instead of doing one daily devotional for a day, we double it with 2. And by that I mean starting and ending the day invested in seeking God and seeking time with Him and thinking about what He has to say to you and the direction He's providing for your life. Up to you. But I would categorize that as our topic of ritualism and continuing with persistence, consistence, and that's the only rhyming word I got. So, speaking of human connection, I would like to start a Facebook group. Now, I know Facebook is technology that maybe not everybody has access to, but I can get you set up if you want. The reason why I chose Facebook is it's the majority of, or not the majority. How am I trying to say this? It's the biggest platform accessible, I think, to most of our group that many of us would feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable with Facebook, that's okay. We're gonna have a whole bunch of different avenues. But just logistically, I think Facebook is going to be the easiest, aside from email, for us to easily and quickly engage and keep conversation and connection going. So I'm going to start a private Facebook group. It is private, that's because I still want to have our closeness and intimacy of our group. I also want everybody to feel comfortable about expressing and opening and shouting out whatever you got to say. At the same time, invite people to the group. Like, our group doesn't stop growing just because we're not able to get out and see people. Make sense? Anyway, this Facebook group I hope will host many more activities and ideas and ways in which we're sharing and growing. However, I'd simply like to start with a Thankful Thursday post. What is a post? We can get into that. If you need to know about Facebook, please contact me individually. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure everybody is ready to go and is able to do what they want to do and how they want to grow. That's why I think I'm here. That's why I think I'm part of this group, and that's also what I want to contribute, if I can, to be of assistance. So this Thankful Thursday post will simply be a post that you put within our Facebook group that is either a joyful prayer or a joyful praise, and if possible, I'd like you to include a picture. Why a picture? It's because we're all visible. We're all visual people. And, being not able to travel around freely, I think it's nice to be able to share and give people a broader scope of what they can see at this time. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please ask. Okay, so next topic was spiritual confidence. And one I had a hard time coming up with something to do. I think spiritual confidence still comes from your time with God, your time diving into the Bible and His Word and seeking resources and research. However, as I've been watching our church at this time and how they're trying to evolve and grow, what I've understood from Pastor Chip is that you just run with it. You up your game and you run with it. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, everything that you want it to be initially, but essentially it's trial by error. And by just doing it, hashtag Nike, you can get to where you want to go, but you just have to jump in and start doing it. So, if everybody is willing, for spiritual confidence, I'd like all of us to take up writing, creating, drafting. It can just be the simple email, but doing the Saturday Snidbit to be the one to find whatever topic is in your heart, seek out the Bible, gather understanding for it, and share it with us. I know you may not have the confidence now, but I think in at least attempting this, it will help. It will help us all with our spiritual confidence and growing in who we are as God's children. So, I'm going to ask you guys to pick a Saturday date that you would like to cover the Saturday Snidbit, and I'll assign it to you. That way you can have a heads up as far as when you look at your calendar about when your Saturday Snidbit is due. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Historical and cultural background. Okay, I am also a little hesitant about how to do this, but we're gonna give it a try and we're gonna figure it out as we go. So Sarah shared with me that there's this company and this plugin on your internet browser. Again, everything technical. I will work and do my best to make sure that everybody can do this so we can all be together and cohesive. But I need to test, or I need to do a trial for this first to make sure it all goes well. So there's a plugin called Netflix Watch Party, and basically it allows you to watch a Netflix show while chatting and watching it at the same time with other people. That's why it's a watch party. However, Sarah and I attempted this once and it didn't quite go so well, so I still need to work out the kinks on how best to do this. And actually, I'd like to have a couple people, so if you have Netflix, please let me know, so we can do a test trial of this together. But guess what? Netflix has the voice of God, Morgan Freeman, on Netflix, which there's a series called The Story of God in which Morgan Freeman travels around the world, investigating cultures and their way of life and how God is involved, how church is involved, how religion is involved. I've never watched it. I don't know anything about it, but it's a National Geographic series, and I think trying to broaden our scope on how the rest of the world sees God and interacts with Him and understands Him, I think it would be really cool. It'll give us, definitely as Nat Geo, it will give us historical background as to the origins and the culture. So I think it would be a fun way to see another side of how people go about their faith. Okay, women of the Bible. So this one is my topic, and aside from continuing to read and see that there are many more women, not maybe huge characters, but mentioned in the Bible, I have this awesome Lifetime magazine called Women of the Bible. And it's got several beautiful outlines of different women and, you know, awesome backgrounds and perspective. So basically, I want to start a book club. If you're interested in reading this magazine, please let me know and I will mail it to you. Don't worry, I will wipe it down and sanitize it so it will be beautiful and clean and slip it into the package and off it goes to you. That's what I got. Okay. What do we owe to each other? This one is the biggest one, actually, and what I thought would be a cool idea is to do 100 acts of good, or rather 100 acts of God, because God is good. And basically I am going to create a template of a Word document that's a big ol' long list. You can create your own list if you want. I just wanted to provide an easy resource. But I'm going to challenge all of you to do 100 acts of good by the end of 2020, December. These acts can be anything from, you know, checking on your neighbor to volunteering, hiring somebody in a time of need to do yard work, housework, donating food, donating toilet paper. Just kidding. If you do have toilet paper and you're willing to share, go for it. I have 5 rolls. If anybody needs toilet paper, please let me know. I'm more than happy to share one. It's up to you what you consider an act of good. I want to remind you, our last get together was on the image of God, and we talked about how we were given authority to rule and to do God's works. So let's do them. If you need help brainstorming on how to go about doing acts of good, or how to get to 100, that's the challenge. But they don't have to be grand. They don't have to be huge. Remember, God is in everything, big and little. So, any questions about that? Contact me. I'm just trying to give you all these ideas of my plans. I don't quite know how they're going to work out. Again, I just hope that through trial and error this all evolves into something really tangible, really thoughtful and purposeful, you know, and helping us and helping this group at this time. Okay. Lastly, racism. So, as a communication major, I did a lot of research and study into interpersonal communication and intrapersonal communication. My college path also kind of led me on, you know, sociology and how to interact with people. I'm not saying, you know, I know what I'm doing, but I am saying that I have resources from people who know what they're doing from school. And I think, you know, with racism, it comes to cultural understanding and context, but I also think it comes down to communication and being a good communicator. So I have a couple resources that I got from school and my time in college. You are more than welcome to borrow them. They're all books. Actually, no. One is a DVD series slash workbook. This is 35 Dumb Things Well-Intended People Say. It's a beautiful book. It's really simple. It's witty. It's also funny. It's a quick read, but it's a good look into simple phrases that you hear all the time, but may not actually be the best words to say or convey, especially when you're interacting people interacting with, a diverse group of people. So anyway, if you want to borrow this, let me know. I'm actually going to send this to Mr. Dale first, but I will start up a wait list for when he gets done, so it can be mailed to the next person. Okay. I also have this great courses series called Influence Mastering Life's Most Powerful Skill. This is great for growing not only as a business entrepreneur, but it's simply, learning how to be a better influencer, and in being a better influencer, a better communicator. So I also have that if you'd like. And finally, I have Mr. Larry King, night talk show host extraordinaire. This is How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere. It's a great book. Also, it's a little bit longer, but a pretty simple read if you'd like. Okay. And then lastly, some news of hope. Disney is coming out with a new movie called Soul. I'll include the link to the trailer. It's about a jazz artist whose life is cut short and he's sent into heaven, or the in-between, in which he encounters a soul. And I don't know the full context of what it's going to be, but it looks like a really cool, family fun, but also deep philosophical look into your faith and life and death and the meaning of life. So fingers crossed, well, actually not fingers crossed, hands together in prayer to the one who is in charge of all things. If I don't even know what to say about the future, honestly. I am hopeful. I have full faith that we will all get through this. However, I just don't know when or how or in what capacity. But I'd like to look ahead and keep my eyes fixed on hope and possibility. So, should summer come and we are free to gather and see each other once again, I'd like to all go to the movie theater and spend time, have dinner again, start up our Sukkot nights with Disney Soul. Long video, I know. Okay. So I'll end with this. I know everybody is doing their best. I know everybody has a lot on their plates. I just really, really, really want to convey that I love you, and I miss you, and I need you, and I don't want you to go anywhere, because you all are so important to my life, and I think the purpose of what we all are supposed to be doing to evangelize and grow as children of Christ. So with that, again, I encourage you to up your game. I don't know what that means to you. I hope that you think about it and discuss it with God on how you can do that. I hope that you start by joining with me in doing these activities and seeing how they go. But if not, that's okay. You do it your own way as you feel comfortable. But this is my daily devotional for the morning, and I thought it was beautiful in the sense of talking about giving praise for the opportunity to up your game. So I'm actually going to read two versions. One is the Message version, which is really has a lot of visual imagery that I really like, and then I'll read from the ESV. Psalm 63, 1-8. God, you're my God. I can't wait to get enough of you. I've worked up such hunger and thirst for God, traveling across dry and weary deserts. So here I am, in the place of worship, eyes open, drinking in your strength and glory. In your generous love, I am really living at last. My lips brim praises like fountains. I bless you every time I take a breath. My arms wave like banners of praise to you. I eat my fill of prime rib and gravy. I smack my lips. It's time to shout praises. If I'm sleepless at midnight, I spend the hours in grateful reflection, because you've always stood up for me. I'm free to run and play. I hold on to you for dear life, and you hold me steady as a post. Again, Psalm 63. You, God, are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you, in a dry and parched land where there is no water. I have seen you in the sanctuary and beheld your power and your glory, because your love is better than life. My lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. I will be fully satisfied as with the richest of goods. With singing lips my mouth will praise you. On my bed I remember you. I think of you through the watches of the night, because you are my help. I sing in the shadow of your wings. I cling to you. Your right hand upholds me. Alright, so be blessed, be healthy, be happy, be wise, and until next time.